Hello everyone, this is Daughter Darkness, and this video is slightly different. It's not anything to do with Kingdom Hearts, or probably isn't. It's to do with the PlayStation Experience event, which is taking place in just under 2 weeks' time, next Saturday, the 6th of December, and also the Sunday, the 7th. And Sony have teased that it will be huge, and there will be companies there pitching things, announcing new stuff. Including today there was the news that Square Enix are going to announce a new RPG in December, which could be at the PlayStation Experience. I think that's the most likely place for it. But there's this, Sony have said that there will be one PlayStation exclusive, I think PS4 exclusive, but I'm not 100% sure. One PlayStation exclusive that will make the internet go wild. This is obviously a very ambitious promise, and lots of people have been speculating, what will this be? What can make the internet go wild? And you know, there have been various theories that have been thrown out there. From my point of view, I would love it if they announced Sly Cooper 5, or, similar to what they're doing with Ratchet & Clank, a Sly Cooper reboot that goes along with the movie's plot. However, this would not really make the internet go wild, because as far as I know, Sly is not that big. I love it, but it's not the biggest franchise out there, is it? I think Sony are promising a lot more than a game which, you know, I think it sold well and it's fairly popular, but I don't think it's big enough to make the internet go wild. So, I think it's not a new IP. I'm pretty confident of that, because a new IP would not make the internet go wild. It would make people go, I'm intrigued about this. I might buy it when it comes out. You know, things like The Order 1886 or Drive Club as examples of their recent new IPs. So I think it's going to be a sequel or a reboot of a previous series, and I think obviously it won't be a series that started in the 8th gen, because it's just starting. There haven't really been any new series apart from Drive Club, which is not really been particularly popular. I don't think it will be 7th gen or anything from that, because I think it's too recent to make the internet go wild. It's like, oh, this is great, but I played the last one a few years ago, so yeah. So I don't think anything from there would make the internet go wild. I think a possibility is an Uncharted trilogy PS4 remake, but I think that would be very underwhelming, because the Uncharted games are all good games, I'm sure. I've only played the third one, but they're too recent for a remaster of those to be big news. So I think the answer lies in the 5th and 6th gen. I think it will be a reboot or a remake or a remaster or a sequel of something from there. So if we start with the 6th gen, the PlayStation 2, my favourite console of all time, if you look at the sales charts, the top 4 selling series on there are Grand Theft Auto, Gran Turismo, Final Fantasy and Kingdom Hearts. Final Fantasy and Kingdom Hearts from that position are out, I think, because Final Fantasy X has already got a HD remaster. 12 I don't think would make the internet go wild at all. Kingdom Hearts is already getting remasters, and Kingdom Hearts 3 is coming out. Final Fantasy 15 are coming out. I think those two are out from this perspective, which leaves Grand Theft Auto, which is a multi-platform game, so won't be eligible for it, and then Gran Turismo. I suppose Gran Turismo 7 is a possibility, but even though Gran Turismo always sells like hotcakes, I don't think it really generates that much excitement. I don't hear people talking about it madly. I just know that a lot of people buy it and a lot of people play it. I don't think that the announcement is Gran Turismo 7. Also, I think Gran Turismo 6 released last year, maybe. I think 2013. I'm not sure, so don't take my word for it. So Gran Turismo 7 being announced a year later is not really that exciting. So I think the answer lies in the 5th gen, the PlayStation 1 era, which, again, the sales were dominated by Gran Turismo and Grand Theft Auto, as well as Final Fantasy. And Crash Bandicoot was up there as well. So I think what a lot of people are hoping is that it's a Crash Bandicoot game as a first-party exclusive for Sony. I think it's possible. There have been rumours that Sony have bought back the rights for Crash Bandicoot from Activision. We haven't really heard much about Crash Bandicoot since, I think, since he was announced that he wasn't going to be in PlayStation All-Stars. So it is possible, I suppose, that Sony have brought back Crash Bandicoot, and Naughty Dog will be developing a new Crash Bandicoot 4, which would make the internet go wild, I'm sure, because Crash Bandicoot is an intensely popular series. He's the closest thing Sony have had to a mascot. You know, Microsoft have Master Chief, Nintendo obviously have Mario. Sony, the closest thing they have is Crash Bandicoot. However, Naughty Dog are currently busy. Naughty Dog, as far as I know, are not a big company. The games that they produce are big, but I think it's just a team. I don't think they're a huge corporation with loads of different divisions that make loads of different things. I think it's just a group of people who make games, and they are busy with Uncharted 4. And after Uncharted 4 is released, I think they'll work on The Last of Us 2. I suppose a Crash Bandicoot game, if Sony buy the rights back after The Last of Us 2, is possible, but I don't think it's likely that they would announce it now, when you're thinking that Uncharted 4 is supposed to be releasing next year. Then it would take at least 2 years probably to make The Last of Us 2, and then another 2 years on top of that to make Crash Bandicoot 4, so it would be like nearly 2020 by the time that it would release, so announcing it 6 years early is a bit much. So I don't think it's a Crash Bandicoot game, unless Sony give it to one of their other first-party developers, like the only one I can think of the top of my head is Sucker Punch. But I guess that they're probably working on a new Infamous game, which I suppose is a possibility, but I think Infamous Second Son is too recent, so I think they wouldn't be working on Crash Bandicoot. But which leaves us with, I think, the most likely candidate, however still a very unlikely candidate, which is Final Fantasy VII, which is, I believe, the best-selling JRPG of all time. And it was the thing which kind of kicked off the PlayStation, because they had it and Nintendo didn't, and Sega didn't, which is why they won the 5th gen, arguably. And a HD remake, a full remake, a remaster isn't enough. It would have to be remade onto the PS4 with, like, Cloud being voiced presumably by Steve Burton, who voiced him in Kingdom Hearts, and, you know, just like a fully voiced, like, remake of Final Fantasy VII, or maybe even more than that, maybe 7, 8 and 9 all together in a remake. It's possible, and it would make the internet go wild, because those 3 Final Fantasy games were so popular, they are so popular, and it's been asked for so long. But I don't think Square Enix want to do it. Yet, at least. I think that they have their 3 big releases, I suppose. They've got, like, Rise of the Tomb Raider, which is an Xbox exclusive. And then they've got Final Fantasy 15 and Kingdom Hearts 3, and I think they're just focusing on getting those selling well. I think a Final Fantasy VII remake could detract from their sales potentially, because people will be more interested in Final Fantasy VII. I don't know, but I think that's just the way they're looking at it. And from their point of view, they said that they don't want to make a Final Fantasy VII remake until they've made a Final Fantasy game that's better, and they don't believe they've done that yet. I suppose 15 is a possibility, but I don't think we'll see a Final Fantasy VII remake announced until after 15 is released. So maybe this time next year it could happen, if PlayStation do this event again. So basically I've come to the conclusion that none of my ideas are any good. I don't think any of them are going to happen. I think Sony will either surprise us with something none of us are expecting, and it will be amazing, or it will be very underwhelming, and it could be something like The Last of Us 2 being announced, which really wouldn't be that great, because yeah, I've heard The Last of Us is brilliant. I haven't played it, but I've heard that it's brilliant, and it's supposed to be one of the best games of all time, but yeah, I think it's too recent to announce a sequel for a game released in 2013 in 2014. The same with Gran Turismo. It probably would sell well. A few people would probably be happy about it, but I don't think it would make the internet go wild. It's probably too predictable. So I think either one of those things will happen. I don't think any of the things I've suggested will happen. I think Crash Bandicoot will remain owned by Activision for the foreseeable future, because they like money. And yeah, I don't think Square Enix want to make Final Fantasy VII. So what do you think? Do you have any ideas of what could be this huge announcement? Are you looking forward to the PlayStation experience? I know I am, because I'm sure there'll be something there that I'll be excited about. Also, as both Square Enix and Disney are there, you know what I mean? Could happen. Unlikely, but could happen. Yeah, what do you think it could be? Please say in the comment section below. Also, please like this video if you did. It really helps my channel for you to like it. Please subscribe as well. I'm aiming to get to 50 subscribers by the end of the year. It's difficult, but with your help I can do it. And I would be grateful for any help you can give. And thank you for watching.